What's going on, guys? Love Smash, back with an all new video for you guys today. And in today's video, I wanted to give you guys my predictions for the December special broadcast, direct, whatever you guys want to call it. Now, we found this out during Cloud's reveal. There's going to be a special broadcast this month, and I figured it's December 1st, so it's the perfect time to do this video. Now, before we get into the whole thing and predictions and all that good stuff, I wanted to say a couple things about characters and what we've gotten with DLC with Cloud's reveal. Now, I'm still stunned by this. I'm sure you guys are as well. I still can't believe Cloud is going to be a Smash Bros. Game. A character from Final Fantasy. No one expected this. I mean, of course, there were people probably requesting Cloud, but who really thought it was ever going to happen? Especially the relationship that Square and Nintendo have. No one really, and like, it's just craziness. Like, he only appeared on one game on a Nintendo console. It was like a Kingdom Hearts remix, spin-off, whatever. Correct me if I'm wrong, maybe he appeared in more games, I don't know, but I do know he was in that one briefly. But anyway, let's just talk about something. Now, we knew a couple months back, and I believe this was in June when Ryu and Roy got revealed, Sakurai did an interview, and in that interview, he stated that Ryu and Roy were planned before the ballot was in place, and that the rest of the roster was going to come down to fan service. So when a lot of people heard that, they were like, well, that means Sakurai's not putting any more characters on his own merits, and the rest of the characters are going to come from the fighter ballot, ... end of story. But me and a couple of other people as well were saying maybe not, maybe Sakurai does have other tricks up his sleeve. And with Cloud's reveal, it kind of makes you think maybe Sakurai does, because most likely Cloud didn't come from the ballot. Now, what makes me say that is because he's way too far into development, and the ballot only ended in October. And he was never really like a highly requested character. I mean, of course, people wanted him in, but like I said before, I don't think a lot of people thought it was going to happen. I mean, you see characters that are highly requested like King K. Rool, Isaac, Crystal, Shovel Knight, Shantae, Bomberman, Banjo-kazooie, Rayman, so on and so forth. But Cloud was never really up there along the lines of those characters. So I do think, like, even though Sakurai hasn't officially confirmed it, that he wasn't part of the ballot. So it makes you think maybe Sakurai has other characters planned as well that aren't part of the ballot that we could see revealed, which could be very exciting. Maybe there are characters he's planning to release in this December presentation. Who knows? Just a thought. Now, the second thing I wanted to bring up was the whole thing that happened about a month ago, or 2 months ago actually, in October, where the recent update was hacked, and thanks to Shiny Quagsire yet again, we were able to find out there were 3 character placeholders and 2 stage placeholders in that hack. Now, what's interesting about this, if Cloud's going to take up one of each of those, because we know we got the Midgar stage and Cloud, that's going to be 2 more characters and 1 more stage that we know about. But the interesting question is, does this mean there's only going to be 2 more characters and 1 more stage for DLC? Now, as we know, Sakurai's put out a ton of DLC, and they're not going to continue DLC forever. But of course, the more characters, the merrier, obviously. Even though a lot of people are getting crazy and saying, like, you know what, we're already up to $70. If you bought every piece of DLC, it's up to about $70, meaning you paid more in DLC for the actual game. So while more characters is always good, people out there are probably getting sick and tired of paying for DLC, you know what I mean? But either way, that's here or there. But what I wanted to bring up is maybe there could be another update. Like, as we know, we've seen this many times. If another update comes out and it's hacked, we could find more placeholders added. We don't know, but for the time being, we do know there's 2 character spaces since Cloud took one of them and 1 more stage one. So it's very interesting to see what's going to happen. Could we only see 2 more characters in 1 stage? We'll just have to wait and see what happens. But I wanted to bring those 2 points up because I felt they were valid to this whole thing. Now, the other thing I wanted to bring up that relates to this is something that came out a couple weeks ago. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys probably heard about this. The reason I didn't do a video about it because I figured I'd talk about it in this video. But for those of you guys who were not aware of this, Nintendo did put out a statement saying this is going to be the last Smash Bros. Presentation. And here's the whole thing. It stated a new challenger approaches. Cloud Strife, the legendary protagonist from the classic RPG Final Fantasy VII, will enter the battlefield as a playable fighter in Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS in the future. Additionally, a special broadcast, the last one for Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS, will be released in December. Now, are they saying this is going to be like the last Smash Bros. Dedicated presentation, direct, whatever you want to call it? Or is this the last Smash Bros. Related anything? Now, I probably think this is probably the last dedicated one. I'm pretty sure we'll probably see some trailers during directs and stuff, but they really didn't specify, but it's very interesting, and it makes you wonder, does this mean DLC is coming to a close? But, like I said, merely speculation at the moment. We're going to have to wait and see when we get an official announcement. Maybe they'll say that during this broadcast, but this is the final, maybe dedicated direct. Now, the other thing I wanted to bring up relates to the release date. Now, when can we see this all happen? Now, my guess would probably not be this week. I'd probably say next week or the week after that. I think it's going to happen before Christmas, so next week or the week after that. That would be my prediction at least. If it came this week, great, that's awesome. We look forward to something this week, but that'd be my prediction for the whole release date. But now let's dive into my predictions. Now, the first prediction, I think all you guys are thinking as well, I think we're going to see the things we saw in the last Direct that happened when we got Ryu and Roy revealed back in June. I think we're going to see some new Mii costumes. And speaking of Mii costumes, I think we'll see the new wave, and I think they could relate to Street Fighter. Because we got Ryu in the game, I think it would be crazy if they didn't add some Street Fighter related Mii costumes. And I said this in a previous video as well. I had 2 videos actually talking about Mii costumes. You can check them out on my channel. And I gave a few ideas, and one was for Street Fighter themed costumes. Maybe we could see some more Final Fantasy ones. We know we got the Chocobo costumes. Maybe we could see some, maybe like one for the Mii Sword Fighter. We could see like one modeled after Squall or Sephiroth, or like a Black Mage one. Just throwing out some ideas there. And for Street Fighter, I said maybe like a Bison or a Chun-Li one or a Blanca one, or like Vega, something like that. I don't know. But the other thing I wanted to bring up, I think I brought this up in one of those videos as well when it came to the Mii costumes, was maybe the characters that don't make it from the ballot we can end up seeing as Mii costumes, just that they're represented in the game in some way. Like, let's say hypothetically, and yet again, hypothetically only, let's say Isaac doesn't make it. They could do a Sword Fighter costume design for Isaac for them. Or let's say if they wanted to work with like an indie developer like Yacht Club Games or WayForward, and they wanted to make like a Shovel Knight or a Shantae Mii costume to have them in the game in some capacity. Or if they want to do something along those lines, do like a Bayonetta one or something, I don't know. But they can always do that in the Mii costumes. They wanted to go that route. Maybe we could see something like that in the future. Like I said, only a hypothetical and just throwing out an idea. So that's my first prediction, another wave of Mii costumes. Now, my second prediction is probably a stage, at least at the very least one stage. Maybe we could see more, but for the moment, I think we'll definitely see a stage. And my fingers are crossed for Saffron City. Still dying to see that stage. If you guys see my videos, you know it's my all-time favorite stage. If we didn't see that, it wouldn't shock me if a Splatoon stage was added. And hell, if the Inklings are indeed going to be playable, which a lot of people are hoping, it wouldn't shock me if they added them and coincided with a Splatoon-themed stage, like they did with Cloud has Midgar, Ryu has Suzaku's Castle. It wouldn't shock me if a new character got a stage to go along with them. So that's my second prediction. My third prediction, even though I don't collect amiibos, not because I hate them, just because I can't, like, I don't have, like, the funds to go out and buy 100 amiibos, and I really don't have a use for them, but amiibos are definitely awesome. I think we'll see the announcement of the Ryu and Roy amiibos, and maybe get a better look at the Lucas one. And when it comes to Cloud, I think it's way too early to start talking about an amiibo for him, because he didn't even get an official release date when he'll be available to buy as a playable character in the game. So I think it's a little too early for that. But speaking of that, that's my next thing I think we'll see is a release date for Cloud. I think that's very likely as well. They could do what they did like with Ryu and Roy. Like after the whole presentation was over, you were able to buy them. So maybe we could see something along those lines as well. So now that brings us to the big one, character reveals. What is going to happen in terms of character reveals? Are we going to see the fighter ballot characters revealed? Is it just going to be more characters that Sakurai is putting in his own merits and they're not part of the ballot? Because like I said earlier with Cloud, it seems like he wasn't part of the ballot. It seems like he was planned ahead of time. So this is very exciting, interesting, all the above, right? So what I was thinking is if Sakurai is planning to add more characters, we could see a reveal in terms of that. Maybe it could start off with a reveal of a character that Sakurai chose to put in. Then maybe we could see if they somehow worked on characters from the ballot, meaning like they knew characters were ahead like months ago and they said they're most likely characters that the fans are going to want in, and they worked on them early. Or they could do something similar to what happened with Mewtwo during the 50 Pack Extravaganza, where they're able to get the renders and the model of the character, and then they'll say, these characters are currently in development, they'll be available at some point in the future, and we'll get to see what characters end up coming from the ballot. I mean, if this is going to be the last presentation, it kind of makes you think they're planning something big here. So my prediction would be maybe we could see it start off with a character reveal. That'd be great. And then at the end, if we don't see another reveal trailer, we could see something like what they did with Mewtwo during that whole 50 Pack Extravaganza. We'll see the renders for the characters that are on the way in the future. And then when that time comes, we'll get a Nintendo Direct, and then they'll show the actual reveal trailer for them. Like I said, just speculating with this, not officially going to happen, just my thoughts and predictions on this. So let's just do a quick recap. Number 1, new wave of Mii costumes. Number 2, at least one stage reveal, maybe even more. Number 3, Amiibo release dates and news. Number 4, Cloud's release date. Number 5, character reveals. 1, 2, maybe even more, something related to the fighter ballot, whether which characters got in through it, or a tally of the votes, or who is leading, something related to that. But let me know in the comments what you guys' predictions are, what you want to see, what characters you think are going to be included, when you think it's going to take place. Anything you guys want to mention, please feel free to. Now, before I go, I just wanted to say something in terms of character reveals and the surprise element. Now, if Ryu didn't get leaked, that would have just blew people away when they first saw that. Now, I'm sure it still did blow people away because it was still only a rumor at the time when all that info came out. But when it happened, it kind of took away a lot of the surprise element because people were just like, oh yeah, the rumors are true, not that holy crap Ryu's in Smash, you know what I mean? But with Cloud, nobody saw that coming, it was not leaked, and it blew people away for that reason and because no one really expected Cloud. So this whole thing that really hypes me up about this broadcast is Sakurai and the team and Nintendo planning to top themselves for a third time? Are they going to include a character that's so out there that nobody expected to get in and just make people say, holy friggin' crap, I can't believe this is happening? That's the thing that hypes me the most about this broadcast, and I think they are planning something big here. I think everyone's kind of expecting that as well. Now, for me, I always kind of feel like, yeah, Nintendo-owned characters are surprising and stuff, but you always get a bigger impact and a bigger shock value from a third-party character. Now, I definitely think we have a lot of third-party characters as it is, and we need more Nintendo characters. There's a lot of Nintendo characters I would like to see if you guys saw my top 10. But if we do end up getting another third-party character, one, or I should say two characters that would really blow me away in terms of shock value, that they actually made it in the game if they somehow are included, would be Banjo and Kazooie. Now, of course, Rayman's a character I would love to see in. A lot of people want to see Shantae and Shovel Knight being added, but for me, in terms of shock and surprise value, I think Banjo and Kazooie would probably be the characters that are the most reasonable, that would blow the people away the most, because no one would expect Nintendo and Microsoft to actually work out a deal to make it happen. I've said it many times in my videos. It'd be awesome if it happened, but it's going to take a miracle. Now, Phil Spencer, who's the head of Xbox, has stated they worked with Rare IP before and there have not been any issues, and it'd be cool to see Banjo and Kazooie in Smash Bros. But of course, that's nowhere near a confirmation that it's going to happen. But of course, it gives people hope. But as we know, Rare and Nintendo had a great relationship back in the day, and you never know what can happen. So in terms of shock and surprise value to outdo Cloud's reveal, I think Banjo and Kazooie are the two characters, or one character, whatever you consider them as, that would do that. But that's something I just wanted to bring up because I'm hoping for a major surprise here, and I think that would be something that a lot of fans would love to see and hype them up and make them go crazy. But that's just me. You guys have different interpretations. Let me know in the comments one character that you would love to see in the game that you think stands a chance that would blow people away. But anyway, guys, that is the video for today. Those are my predictions. That's everything I'm going to say about this. I can't wait to see what happens. I know you guys are hyped as well. So let me know in the comments what you think about anything I mentioned in this video. And I'm planning to do a channel update, hopefully this week, to let you guys know why I haven't been active the past 2 weeks. I've been very busy, and I want to let you guys know about future videos as well. So look forward to that. But anyway, that is the video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And like always, for all the latest fighting game news and speculation, be sure to subscribe to my channel and follow me on Twitter. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys soon with a brand new video.